The Will You Grow Show goes live Sundays 9 to 10 a.m. Eastern. To receive notifications, click the subscribe button beneath this video, or visit YouTube's Will You Grow channel to see more shows and videos. And now, here's Will You founder Angelique Medow with this week's Will You Grow Show.
Welcome to the Will You Grow Show. How are you? I'm Angelique, founder of Will You and WillYouGrow.com, an inspirational multimedia company that features education and mentoring to nurture empowerment and joy. Our weekly Grow Show begins by tackling touchy subjects that'll tickle your tempestuous thoughts, fan your eternal flame, and salve your soul with hope. Halfway through, we'll take a 60-second look at what people have to say about us. Then we'll go hands-on to share tips and tools to begin implementing today's lesson into your life. Here in the studio with me today are our audio aficionado, Ben.
Hi there.
And our video Santa, Neil.
Hey there.
They help make this show happen while sharing their colorful commentary. Today's episode is sponsored by Life and Nature, who keep our hearts beating and our world turning, and by the Carrie Campbell Foundation, which supports creative video content that increases love among all people. Love that! We say thank you to the Carrie Campbell Foundation and each and every sponsor and donor. Now, on to today's topic. What is authenticity? This is part one of a two-part series on authenticity. Here in part one, we'll talk about what authenticity is and how to assess our current state of authenticity. In part two next week, we'll talk about why we might choose to become more authentic and the steps we can take to do so. So be prepared to go deep today. Inner exploration is what we do. And we don't call this the Grow Show for nothing. So let's get clear about what authenticity is and see what it may mean if we become more authentic. Here we go. There are 5 states of authenticity. During our lifetime and from moment to moment, we may vacillate between states, and we may also vacillate within states of authenticity. Knowing the states is like knowing the gauge on our gas tank. It may show that it's full, half, or empty, but sometimes it's between half and full. Got me? It's just like that with the states of our authenticity. In today's episode, we'll look at the 5 states of authenticity and how they apply to us. The definitive words used to describe authenticity are legitimate, true, and genuine. Authenticity is described as the state of being authentic, and authentic is described as being genuine and of indisputable origin. In simple slang, authenticity is what it is. In general, authenticity isn't fake, or it's also not a substitute for a real thing. To take a real-life example, authentic bacon isn't turkey bacon.
Oh, the language of
Yes.
love.
And ham isn't spam. And turkey isn't tofurkey. In other words, authenticity is the real thing. So, how does authenticity apply to you and me? In general, it means that we're real, honest, and genuine. However, our souls are all at different stages of spiritual evolution. So what may be genuine for one person is not genuine for another. For example, one could be an authentic liar. That is who they are. They know nothing different, and they feel that that is the most real that they can be. So let's take a look at the first state of authenticity. The first state of authenticity is inauthenticity, meaning it is not authentic. If we're in this state, authenticity may seem abhorrent. an abomination, and not to be trusted. If we identify with this first state of inauthenticity, we probably aren't watching this show, or if we are, we may be watching it in an attempt to manipulate, control, and/or entertain oneself with one's own thoughts. The intention would not be to learn or to grow. The second state of authenticity, we'll call it windblown. In this state, we may be at rare times authentic. If we're in this second state of authenticity, we shift who we are and who we appear to be to seemingly agree with every person in every situation. If confronted, we will not authentically stand for anything. Instead, if faced with conflict or differences, we shift, back down, or retreat. Most people in this state are not able to see that they are in this state, since they employ little to no self-reflection. If we're able to identify with this second state, we may see no value in becoming more authentic because we believe that in order to succeed, we must constantly alter our position and behavior. Material success is valued over sovereignty in this level of authenticity. If we are in this second state, we may be totally unaware of other states, and we may belittle people who are in other states, but we will do so while gossiping behind their backs. The third state of authenticity we'll call followers. If we identify with this state, we find validation, connection, and value when fitting in with other people. We value being accepted and not standing out. Here, we have no value as an individual except for what we can give to the group. Differences among people cause discomfort, awkwardness, and envy. If we're in this state, we genuinely, authentically commingle with others and become one with them. We may have little willingness to being open to other states. The fourth state of authenticity we'll call balanced. This is the most authentic state before becoming totally authentic. If we are in this state, we are appreciative of absolutely all, knowing that everything and everybody together make a more delicious life. And in this state, we know our own value and appreciate our abilities. The fifth state is total authenticity and includes all 5 states. In this state, we experience all states of authenticity, but do not identify with any of them. When I say we do not identify with them, I mean we do not mistake that we are the state. For example, if we are totally authentic, we may experience sadness like a cloud on a sunny day, but we would not believe that we were the sadness just because it was dark. Similarly, we might experience the third state of authenticity, but we would not mistake that the third state was who we were just because it was the state we were experiencing at that time. In this state of total authenticity, the fifth state, we are sovereign, meaning we are steadily clear and supremely effective regarding authentic reality. So, to wrap up our first half of the show, there are 5 states of authenticity: inauthentic, windblown, followers, balanced, and finally, totally authentic, also known as enlightened. And now, we'll turn it over to you to consider. What state or states of authenticity are you experiencing today? While you think on it, we'll take a quick break to see what people have to say about us. When we come back, we'll hear from the crew and talk tips, tools, and elements from Mother Nature to prepare us to be more authentic.
The Will You Grow show will now take 60 seconds to check in with you. If you're wondering how to apply a Grow Show topic to your life, here's what people say about mentoring with Angelique.
She's committed to this really fierce, passionate pursuit of truth for her. You know, that she's been on that quest. She welcomes everybody else into that quest too, wherever they are.
She has an energy about her that's different than most, and just an openness that's easy to connect to.
When Angelique says, will you, she really means, will you? And it is a question, will you join me in doing this work?
What I feel after I have my talks with Angelique, I feel stronger, I feel motivated, I feel inspired. Having more people like her would make this world a beautiful place.
This is your girl. Self-care is not selfish. If you really want to dig deep and stop living on the surface, then schedule a conversation with Angelique.
And now, back to the Will You Grow show with Will You founder Angelique Medow.
Welcome back. Before we dive into tips and tools, let's see what the crew has to say about today's topic.
Neil, what's more authentic than a puppy?
Nothing. A puppy is the most authentic being on this earth.
Or I think just a child in general.
A child, the innocence of a child is probably the epitome of authenticity. They don't have any preconceived notions about anybody. They don't have any thoughts, or they don't follow. They don't do any of the silliness that they learn, because behavior is learned.
Yeah, there's something that happens where, at least socially, it's like innocence might bring up the wrong connotation, but like there's times where you could not be truthful to someone and, you know, say, oh, you look good when they're in the hospital or something.
Well,
you know,
that's
so
I call that just being
polite. Yeah.
Yeah,
but there's a line.
There is.
So I'm trying to think of something that's like not a social thing. Like in your career.
I think each and every one of us in our careers have come across number 2 a lot.
Windblown.
Yeah.
And number 3.
It's easy to be windblown and just want to get through your day and check all the boxes off and be done.
Yes.
And that could be anything from a social interaction, or you take a shortcut on the work you're doing or something.
We've talked about being yourself with Zoe, my daughter. And of course, in being in high school, you deal with the third level of authenticity: followers who just follow. But I wonder if I can chalk that up to just immaturity. Do you really know who you are at 15, 16, 17?
You may know who you are at that point, and you're not happy with it, and you're still trying to change it.
But some people go through that whole life being followers, and that is
it's easy to just let the loudest person in the room like sort of take the lead, and it's like, oh, I know that road's not going to get us there, but they'll figure it out.
So what do you see? Which state do you see yourself?
I think I've probably been in all of them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we all have.
I'm pretty comfortable following though.
I'm
There's
not.
less responsibilities down there at the back of the caboose. You're just pouring drinks, baby.
Caboose.
Back at
You're
the
the caboose in life. Is that what you are? Oh Lord, no. I've been all 5, but I'm trying to be more 4 and 5 because I used to care what people thought about me, and then I would change myself to be that person for them, for each individual group or each, but not anymore. I'm too old for that. As Danny Glover said in Lethal Weapon, I'm too old for this. Bleep.
I think there could be a diminishing return as well, because the more time you spend morphing, I guess, around the same people, they'll recognize that. So
I know, and you're never going to be you. You're never going to be you if
kind
you
of a skill of like networking, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Of, you know, if you're wanting some new job at some new place.
Well, I think
sort
that's...
of have to play the game, but still.
You can play the game, but it's balancing that level of staying true to who you are and being polite, maybe, to their thoughts and feelings.
Tact.
That's the word I was looking for. Using tact. I'm not very good at tact.
That's a skill, yeah.
You guys are riding the slippery slope, by the way.
Well, I'm not.
You know, it's like, I don't know at what point being polite meant being inauthentic.
I know.
But somehow,
that's a
I don't
Southern
know.
person thing.
It's everywhere. I spent a lot of time in Wisconsin, so you know, and I moved around a lot when I was younger. But what's strange to me is that people don't seem to be able to grasp the authentic idea of finding something true to comment on. Like, if you see someone in the hospital and you notice that they're not looking well, what happened to saying, man, it must have taken so much strength for you to be where you are today? Like, find something to be authentic about that's authentic for them and authentic for me. Find something.
That's a good point.
Because that also, when we're that level of authentic, that person might get an immediate hit like a sugar high, but it doesn't make bonds. It's not a real bond, because you have to keep giving the baby the sugar. And they're going to look for the sugar. It's like, that's what we want, is a dependent relationship where we enable each other to be inauthentic. There's a lot of that going around. But can we call ourselves to the higher level of, oh, I'm going to just shut my mouth because I was going to say something that wasn't authentic, and I'm going to find something that is, and touch base with myself and say, is this authentic for me? We got to dial it back just a little bit instead of the constant, you know, got to act and react.
Or almost prefabricated things, like a thank you card for a wedding gift that, you know, you filled out 100 of them. Right. You know?
Yes, thank you so much for that twin size blanket.
Thank you so much for the unicorn statue.
This cooling pillow is going to change my life.
The panini press with your face on the... Love it.
That was the twin blanket was actually one of my bigger challenges of being authentic. I mean, I married a man who was 6'4", okay, and I'm 5'10", and we got a twin blanket for our wedding present. I had to dive deep on that one. If I remember right, I said something to the effect of, I know that you really thought long and hard about what it was that you were going to give to us, and it was so meaningful that you chose to give us a gift.
So you found,
find a way to be true to you instead of having to say, I'm going to have to write another thank you note where I have to lie about being happy about it.
Love this blanket.
As your thighs to your butt are covered.
Exactly.
So warm now.
And both of us are thin, but not two people can't fit in a twin blanket.
My knees are very comfortable under this blanket.
Yeah. So yes, vacillating between states is common, and never really getting to level 5 is very common. We might think so, but can we actually experience all the states without feeling like, if we're not polite, that somehow we're not being okay?
Mm-hmm. Southerners are more concerned with being polite than anything. Some Southerners. I think the northern folk have mastered we are who we are and we don't care.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. They what do they call those boots where they go out and shovel stuff in the barn? There are a lot of those up there too.
I know what you're talking about.
Nice. And now it's metaphysical tool time. There are many healing stones that can assist in actualizing our authenticity, such as aquamarine, blue quartz, sodalite, kyanite, blue apatite, and others. The one I selected for today is amazonite. It's this one right here. I made this selection because although all the stones mentioned can be helpful to realize our authenticity, the amazonite clears a path to clear communication with our higher self and the Creator, and therefore others. I encourage you to research the type of crystal healing that best suits your area of life where you may want to become more authentic, and find the best stone for you. Now, I think Ben has some fun facts for us about the amazonite. What have you got for us, Ben?
The following information is from two websites, tinyrituals.co and cosmiccuts.com. Amazonite is a soulful gemstone that has long been used as a talisman of truth and hope. As the gentle, energetic flow of its color scheme suggests, it comes from the dense green riverbanks of South America's rainforests, where monkeys scramble and parrots bring a flash of exotic color to the trees. Amazonite can also be found on the vanilla-scented sands of Madagascar and the icy depths of Russia's tundra. It's a stone that is mined in the most extraordinary of places, and perhaps this adds to its mystical and watery nature. Amazonite has been around forever, and legend has it this was the stone that lined the shields of the mythical Amazonian warrior princesses.
Oh, yeah.
The grace and glory of Amazonite spans centuries. It was also the gemstone that adorned the temples and tombs of Tutankhamun, and was used to make the tablets that formed the elusive Book of the Dead. But even grandiose historical connections aside, strong healing properties and deep-set connections to the heart chakra and the throat chakra mark out the amazonite stone as being something special. If you dream of living deeper, standing strong and proud in your authentic light, and manifesting universal love, choosing to use amazonite could be one of the best decisions you ever make. For those who struggle with past trauma, amazonite can also bring its healing energy to help you step forward. By helping the mind filter out stress and anxiety and learning to let go of that which is not serving us any longer, it helps to patch up old wounds and makes things seem more manageable by breaking down big problems into bite-sized, digestible pieces. Like the little dinosaur chicken nuggets that you used to have when you were a kid. Right? No, maybe not.
What do you mean? I still eat those, Ben.
Amazonite can help us apply emotional words like sincerity, love, honesty, integrity, eloquence, and clarity to ourselves. When we do, we place ourselves in an amazing space to manifest our mystical path in the world. Amazonite is also connected to the heart chakra, the place that streams with light and makes way for love to be given and received. When the heart chakra is blocked, it can be a struggle to trust anyone and to open yourself up to let in the kindness that the world has to give. This can knock down our sense of self-worth and cause destructive patterns to show up time and time again. Amazonite is an amazing tool to help disperse built-up negative energy, whether it's harsh words you hold for yourself, unfair opinions, physical side effects from EMFs, or toxic attitudes from other people. This is a gemstone that will soak it all up and disperse it in a way that leaves you clear-eyed and positively minded. Being a throat chakra stone, Amazonite invites us to test out our crystal clear communication and to practice putting beautifully healthy boundaries in place. It invites us to move out from the fear of the shadow of judgment and to step into the light. Whatever expectations others place upon us are nowhere near as important as the truth of our own heart. By tapping into both intellect and intuition, Amazonite is able to bring better clarity and authenticity to the soul. When we become comfortable in our own skin and connected to our truest selves, we take a spiritual leap and are invited to open our minds and hearts to the infinite possibilities of authenticity.
Thank you, Ben. And our healing animal for today is the beluga whale. Neil, what can you share with us about the beluga whale?
Lots of great information. And the following information that I'm going to share with you is from spiritanimal.info. The beluga whale's white color appeals to our crown chakra. They can help us open this chakra to communicate more readily with the divine, as well as harness our own divine energy. The white also represents wisdom, since, like us, they receive their beautiful white color as they age, some more than others. Whale teaches us to listen to our inner voice and understand the impact that our emotions have on our everyday life. The whale supports us in communicating clearly from our hearts to bridge large distances with others or within ourselves. Whales support us in speaking our truth with emotion, vulnerability, and power. They teach us to follow our own truth. When whale enters our life, it may be time to closely examine where we are, the actions and emotions that have brought us to this point, and what we can do to alleviate existing drama and unrest to find peace. Among the most recognized modern tales of the whale as a teacher is that of Captain Ahab's pursuit of the gigantic sperm whale known as Moby Dick. Superstition, the sea as a transformation vessel, and an examination of the massive mammal as a creature of undefined greatness pervade the novel. The whale is symbolic of that which cannot be easily vanquished, just as a person's inner authenticity, voice, and creativity cannot be easily silenced or subdued. If the whale's spirit is calling you, it might be time to take inventory of the emotional pressures you're under. Just as the whale can dive into the depths of the sea and endure immense pressure, you may be enduring this pressure as well. But just as the whale must surface to take new breath, so must you. Now may be a powerful opportunity to blow off some steam and forgive, making space to give birth to your fullest, authentic expression and flowing creativity.
Thank you, Neil. If you'd like more information about forgiveness, we also have a free series of 3 videos about forgiving ourselves, others, and life God. And I'll share where you can find those goodies in a little bit. And now the last but not least of our metaphysical healing tools is today's flower, the honeysuckle. The following information is from 2 websites, florgist.com, spelled like gorgeous but beginning F-L-O-R, and rxlist.com. And as always, the information we provide is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is not intended as medical advice. We encourage you to do your own research, as you are responsible for your own choices. Now, about the honeysuckle. Honeysuckle is a plant that is sometimes called woodbine. The flower, seed, and leaves are used for digestive disorders including pain and swelling, inflammation of the small intestine, dysentery, upper respiratory tract infections including colds, influenza, swine flu, and pneumonia, other viral and bacterial infections, swelling of the brain, also known as encephalitis, fever, boils, and sores. Honeysuckle is also used for urinary tract disorders, headache, diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, and cancer. Historically, Thomas Jefferson's journal entries note that he took care of honeysuckles at his place in Monticello, where they grew outside the perimeters of his landscape and into the woods. Honeysuckle plants are prized in French and Chinese cultures for both their uses as well as their meanings. They are used to create parfums and oils, and the most straightforward meaning is tied to its sweet aroma. Hummingbirds love the bloom, and interestingly, the flower can symbolize affection, particularly in the form of the embrace of a lover. As related to today's message, the honeysuckle can coax us to become more authentically affectionate by embracing our whole, authentic self even more. There are a whopping 180 species of honeysuckle worldwide, which are used in a variety of food treats such as candies, jams, berry bars, tarts, toppings for ice cream or yogurt, and even cakes. Honeysuckle also makes a lovely tea. I tried a great recipe from the website theviewfromgreatisland.com. Just gather a pitcher full of fresh blooms, pour some boiling water over the top, let them set on the countertop for an hour, and then put them in the refrigerator overnight. The honeysuckle tea has a lovely pale celadon color, a light floral scent, and a surprisingly sweet flavor. It can be poured over ice with a sprig of mint. Taste your tea before adding honey, as it may be sweet enough just by itself. If you don't like sweet tea, you might add a spritz of lemon. So, to sum things up, if you'd like to consider becoming more authentic, ask yourself, how can I include more of myself right now, my authentic self? You might also wear or carry an Amazonite stone, watch a movie about beluga whales, and plant some live honeysuckles in your yard to remind you that your authentic self is sweetly fragrant, meant to be savored and shared. So what say ye? Share your comments and feelings in the comments section so we may learn and grow together. As always, we thank you for watching and sharing time together with us. If you liked today's show, we'd be honored if you'd hit that subscribe button and the bell to receive all new videos. Hit the like button to let us know that you like what we're doing, and hit the share button to share this message with people you care about. We ask for this because each time you like or share our video, it becomes more visible via YouTube, which allows more new people to find and watch the video and receive inspiration and tools for their healing. Your likes, your shares support healing. That's what we're all about. If you'd like to see more of our videos, click the green Will You button below and then scroll down. And if you'd like to mentor with me, schedule your complimentary conversation by clicking the description box below, or go to willyougrow.com to learn more, and I'll look forward to speaking with you soon. And for now, we bid you adieu. Take excellent care of your very fine self, and we look forward to seeing you next week to talk about how you can enjoy the powerful benefits of being more deeply authentic. Always with love, from Angelique.
And wrap. Go be authentic. Everybody go out there and be authentic.
You're authentically awesome.
For more information about programs offered by Will You, mentoring with Angelique, and to watch video success stories from clients, explore willyougrow.com. If you or your company are interested in inspiring our mutual audience by sponsoring this or another of our programs, let's talk about it. Boost viewer confidence and trust in your company. Call 1-833-WILL-YOU, then press extension number 6. Make sure to click the subscribe button to get reminders before upcoming shows.